My name is Eric Hogan, and this is, you haven't seen him live yet, have you? Have you been
No,
live?
I've not been on a live show yet.
That's Hoosier. Uh,
I've done plenty of broadcasts though.
you've done broadcast,
Kind of be
but
the same thing.
Nathan Ladahoff by birth, Hoosier by nickname in the office. That's how you know him, customer service rep. And we are here to talk a little bit about one of the new product offerings from Striv Education. We're calling it the Student Broadcasting Playbook. And we're going to go over a little bit of why we created this particular product. Hoosier's going to go over kind of the way to navigate it and where it lives so that you guys have an understanding of that. And then we'll tell you kind of how you can get access to it. It is, like we said, it's a new product from Striv Education, separate from the TV platform and separate from the digital media education that we're also offering. So a different piece of the puzzle that we can work with you and your school. So first of all, why did we create the Student Broadcasting Playbook? Well, we needed, there was kind of two focuses. One, we needed a way to really start to bring together basically 10 years worth of Striv lessons. What are the things that we have learned over these last 10 years of doing productions on a scale from everything from an audio broadcast, basically a radio broadcast running through Wirecast and going to a stream, to eight cameras and replay from the Heartland Hoops Classic, and 3 announcers, and how do you manage communications, all of that. Whole bunch of lessons that we have learned along the way, and really wanted a way to try to package those lessons that a school who is at any point in that process themselves could jump in and go, yes, we are at this point. I want to learn more lessons so we can get better. The other kind of flip side of that coin is we also wanted to be able to empower a teacher who might be brand new to broadcasting. You might not have the broadcasting background. You may have been a teacher, you might be a brand new teacher, period, or you might be an experienced teacher, but broadcasting is very new for you. I wanted to create this course with particularly that teacher in mind. And so, as Hoosier's going to show us here in just a second, there are ways to go through this course step by step from 1 through 8. And then there are going to be other teachers that are going to go, I've got the basics down. We've got something of a program rolling. Are we missing anything? And that is another thing that you can do within this program, is kind of skip around. So those are really the kind of the two reasons that we wanted to create this program and this course. And the cool thing is it's not done. But before we get to talk more about some of the future stuff for what we like to call the SBP, Hoosier, take us through kind of how these schools and teachers are going to navigate it and where it lives, because where it lives is a little new as well.
Yeah, so as I share my screen here, this is the Future Ready Educators website, and that is where we've chosen to host the Student Broadcasting Playbook, as well as Digital Media Education, another product that we offer. So I'm here in the Broadcast Education tab. We have the Student Broadcasting Playbook, which is what this is about, and another section, Broadcasting Tools, which we're developing as we speak. But the Student Broadcasting Playbook is kind of the meat to the entire dish. And so this is what it looks like here. So there's a nice home feed kind of everything in order. So start with a welcome. Eric kind of welcomes you to the course.
I do.
And then you can kind of follow this. This is step by step. So we've named it in an order that you start with the introduction, you move through section 1, you go through section 2, through section 3, 4, all the way down to, 7? Section 7.
We end up with 7, and then don't forget the final thoughts. I have a great closing thought video in there to show you.
Eric worked very hard on the final thoughts. We all did. And the other way to navigate kind of the sections is over on the right-hand side, where we've pinned some of these. So you can see the introduction, section 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. You can see more, and that's kind of it's like your table of contents for this digital course. And so one of the other cool things as we kind of hop in here, we'll give a little sneak peek to the introduction here as we load. Ooh, look at that. It's telling us that we should join the stream that we are streaming.
Yes.
So within the introduction part, obviously there's a video to watch, and then here we have the sections that are included in the playbook again. These are all hyperlinks. They'll go straight to the section that you want to get to. But another cool thing is we have these little buttons to navigate. So if you do want to go through step by step, you can simply hit next section. It'll reload the page. It'll take you to section 1. If you want to go to the first lesson, so on and so forth. As long as you hit the button on the right, you are going to keep going forward once you are done with what you're learning. So that's kind of one of the cool things. And the other neat thing I should add is that this table of contents, always stays on the page on the right-hand side. So you're always able to navigate to whatever section you want to. So if you're the teacher that wants to jump around, hey, I'm in section 1 right now, but I'd really like to get to section 5 because I want to learn about storytelling in a broadcast. Simply click on that, and there you go. You're at section 5. Again, you can continue to do the next lesson, previous lesson thing, or you can jump around by sections. So that's kind of the main navigation of it. And then you can always go back to the Student Broadcasting Playbook overall, and you get back to your main page. One of the things that we highly encourage is marking each lesson as complete. So you're able to click this button, and I'll just mark as complete the Introduction to Student Broadcasting. I now have it completed. So it's a great way for you to keep track of your progress through it as well.
And you can do that on each individual lesson as well.
Correct. Yep, you can do it on each individual lesson. And if there's something that you're like, I've already gone through this, but maybe you want to unmark it as complete, you can always click that button and go back the way that you came from.
Right.
And it helps you keep track of where you're at, what you've already went through and what you haven't gone through. And as we keep adding new stuff to the Student Broadcasting Playbook, that will all come up with the button in the not complete variation. I can't think of that right word, but it'll show the mark as complete option there. And so you'll know that not only will we title it new, but you'll be able to mark it as complete, and it'll show up that, hey, I need to look at this. So.
Yep. And that's a great segue. What this playbook is designed to be, and we honestly, we spent many hours going over what should we actually call this thing. It's not curriculum, as in you are the teacher and you are going to present these lessons specifically to your students, and here's the state standards and stuff like that. So this is not a curriculum. I even kind of hesitated to call it a course because of the fact that you can jump around so much. It's not necessarily specific to start at 1, end at 8, and make sure you click on closing thoughts when you're all done, and mark it off as you go. And it's a kind of a one and done. The reason that we ended up calling it a playbook is that playbooks evolve and change, and that's what the digital media world and broadcasting world is constantly doing. Constantly changing. There's new technologies that make a certain process easier. There are new ways to use different products in exciting fashions, and so that's what we want. Why we ended up kind of leaving it on. And you could stop sharing your screen if you'd like. And that's one of the reasons that we ended up calling it a playbook. Is that it's going to change. It's going to morph over the year of this school year. Probably next summer it would get a little refresh, and it would be ready for a teacher to go through again next school year. So this is going to be a yearly subscription, and that gets me to our third point, and that is, how do you access? Like we said at the beginning, this is a separate product from anything else that Striv TV or Striv Education has offered. So the TV platform is still very much the TV platform. The digital media education, that's the curriculum, that's the coursework on that digital media side. That is still a separate program. The Student Broadcasting Playbook is a part of the the broadcasting education as a whole. That broadcasting education includes the SBP. It includes access to our Striv Sports certifications. The play-by-play certification is complete. Camera operator, director, producer, probably audio engineer, all of those certifications are coming yet this fall. And it gets you access to the Striv TV dashboard so that you could have the custom scoreboard, some graphic stuff, and some of the different other broadcasting tools, like the broadcast advertising dashboard, the production event planner, the PEP that we unveiled earlier this spring and summer. So all of those items can be seen with the broadcasting education as a whole. So if you are a current Striv TV school, the student broadcasting playbook is available to your school for $795 for the school year, $795. As a non-school, to get the entirety of the broadcasting education, of which SBP is a part of, that's $1975 for the school year. So again, all of the tools involved would be $1975 under the broadcasting education. SBP by itself is really only as an add-on for a current TV school. But here's the fun thing. If you are a current TV school, you can add the SBP for $795, or you could add the digital media education for $795, or you could add them both to your current TV package for $1,300. So we got a pretty big discount when you get down to adding both digital media education and student broadcasting playbook to your current TV package, whether that is bronze, silver, or gold. All of those are available. If you need more information about the pricing, the packages, or how it works, anything like that, I would invite you to go to striv.education. We don't have any lower thirds on here that we could do, but that's all right.
We showed the website. I showed the website.
You did?
While you were talking.
Oh, well done, well done.
Can you tell I produce live events?
Producer extraordinaire. And click under programs, and you'll find the broadcasting EDU. Tells all about the education stuff within, and you can schedule a demo with Nolan. And if Nolan's not available, well, I can jump in there too. So, Hoosier, any other thoughts on SBP? This was our absolutely biggest summer project when it comes to Striv Education.
It was, and I think that it's just going to be important to, as we keep evolving in the world of broadcasting and more events get streamed, that student involvement is crucial, because there are a lot of high school events, and there are not enough broadcast companies to broadcast the events. There's also not enough teachers to broadcast the events. So Student Broadcasting Playbook, again, a tool to help you as the teacher get your students started down the right track and have your students pull off an amazing broadcast. And I think that's just something that, as a teacher, you can empower them. It's something that my teachers at my high school empowered me to do, and look where I'm sitting.
Next to me.
Next to Eric. Eric empowered me quite a bit too, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, just a very valuable tool that, as I've been going through all of it, I helped edit most of the videos, so just knowing what's in there, again, very valuable tool, and like the way it's hosted and how it's set up, and I think that format is going to serve you as an educator the best as well.
And I guess one more thing that we didn't really put in there, we showed how to advance lessons and mark as complete. There is also a commenting ability within there, so it works very much like almost like a Facebook post, where you're getting your information at the top of the lesson, but you can lay in your own thoughts or questions within there, so it can be an interactive thing. And grand scheme, it would be awesome if we ended up adding a lesson to a certain section because of a conversation that happens within another lesson at the end of it. So I very much look forward to that. It's going to grow and evolve just like the rest of the industry. So I want to say thank you for today. If you're checking us out on demand, well, by all means, check us out. Striv.education. Make sure you click on programs. You'll find the broadcasting education. And if you'd like to schedule a demo, click that purple button, and we'll get you squared away and get you and your students on the path to better broadcasting. That's Hoosier. I'm Eric. Thanks for joining us. You can click the button now. Thank you.